Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of the BettorOff Hockey Podcast. We appreciate all your support. Make sure to like and subscribe. So before we get started, me and Noah have had a lot of questions. What is BettorOff? Is it an app? What is it? So before we jump right into things, BettorOff is a sports wagering assistance app. So basically what it is anyone could go make an account, no charge. It's a free account. Just enter a username, and then you could start making picks, any sport you'd like. So how it works is, once your winning percentages of your bet go higher and higher, and you start to become known, you can monetize your picks and have people pay to use your picks. So it's a way of making money. It's pretty cool to just make your picks. And yeah, there's an app, so go download the app. It's written the same as in the YouTube channel title, BettorOff.
Yeah, and it's everything. It's the usual. There's money line, there's point spread, there's everything. There's total yards for a football game. There's any type of bets you can have.
Prop bets, yeah.
So just make sure to go download the app and put your picks in.
Exactly.
All right. Doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah. So today we're gonna look around some news around the league.
Mm-hmm.
Season starts this coming week. We're both really pumped. Starts Tuesday, I believe.
Hope everybody's on their fantasy drafts.
Exactly.
We have.
Yeah. It's getting late.
Terrible.
So let's jump right into things. Biggest storyline of this past week, I'd say, is Carey Price voluntarily entering the NHL Player Assistance Program. So you have anything to say about that?
I have a very strong opinion about that. So we saw this with Drouin. So originally we saw this with Drouin. Everyone was nobody really knew why. Like maybe it was just because he was mentally weak, or nobody really knows. Now it happens with Price. So now I'm starting to think. I think it's because of the Montreal media. I think it is so harsh. I think it's a toxic environment.
Fair.
And to be fair, I am kind of what they call a have-hater, even though I am from Montreal. However, I just think that the media, and maybe a bit the fans are pretty supportive. I'll give it to them. But just get to the best of guys, and they just put extra pressure on themselves. And maybe this is what's happening with Price. And to an additional point, this is really going to hurt their team. And Carey Price, it's great that he's doing this for himself, but now you got to look at the Habs perspective. They're kind of screwed. They just lost, I would say, a top 3 goalie in the NHL.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's great, he's getting the help. Again, the key word is voluntarily. He's not being pushed to do this.
Yes.
He wants to do this.
That's good.
He's getting the help. Again, we don't know if this is a season-long thing. Nope. Mark Bergevin went ahead and said he doesn't think Carey Price will need more than a month. So
I think the minimum requirement is 30 days.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And he said he think he'll be ready after. But who knows? I mean, again, he even said there's no push, so he's giving Carey, all the time he needs.
The world to that guy.
Yeah, it really sucks to see. You hate to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we're on a hockey podcast. From a Habs perspective, how does this affect them? You said top 3 goalie. I'm with you there. They just got picked up Sam Montembeault from waivers. Obviously, he's going to back up Jake Allen, but it's going to be a really shaky start for them. They're going to have to put up goals, and putting up goals is something they've had a problem for years and years. So their forwards are going to have to find a way.
However, I did like the off-season additions they have had.
Yeah,
they
for sure.
added Christian Dvorak, who I think is a very, very good two-way center. Yeah. I think they added a great sniper in Mike Hoffman, I believe he'll get minimum 20 goals.
Oh, yeah,
and then I guess you can say they not added Drouin, but he's back in the lineup, which does help them.
And he's healthy, mentally healthy, physically healthy, so he's going to be a big help.
I think their defenseman, they added somebody on D.
David Savard.
David Savard, that's who it was, right, to replace Weber. And I think actually the roster is looking pretty good. I think without Carey Price, with Jake Allen and nets, if they can, let's say Carey Price is out for 20 games, if they can get about 10 to 12 wins, I think that's pushing it.
10 for sure.
I'll say 8 to 12.
Yeah.
Then that's a very, very good spot to be in with Price returning.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that'd be good for them.
Yeah, so another player's health we'll move on to. Sidney Crosby, who is slated to miss minimum 1 month of the upcoming season.
Yes.
Tweets came out recently that he just practiced, finally, his first full practice since his wrist surgery. So they're optimistic. They still don't think he's going to be ready for opening night, but he's traveling with the team So, I mean, could be a really early return.
Sid was supposed to be back, they said, actually mid-November, like late November, which would be about a month and a half. So that's where, now as you're a Pittsburgh fan, you were thinking we were starting the first minimum 2 weeks without Jake Gensel due to COVID, Evgeny Malkin due to whatever injury he has now, and Crosby. But now, Jake Gensel's about a week away, Crosby's about a week away, so they're not going to be as bad as everybody thinks. They've played basically half their seasons without Malkin. This guy's always hurt. And then now they have Crosby and Gensel. And I think, I think this extra rest for Sid will be good because, like we've said, the Olympics is coming up this year. So those older guys, I'm sure, will like that rest.
Exactly.
Because that Olympics, it's demanding and it's tough.
Yeah.
So I think for Sid, it's good if he's out maybe a week or two, get that little extra boost and rest, and then can go on for the season.
Yeah, no, apparently he's looking good. He looked in practice. He looks in great shape.
He always looks good.
I'm excited to see him come back. Another player who was top player's health is in question. We saw a couple days ago, preseason game. You never like to see this, but Alex Ovechkin goes in to take a hit.
On Konechny.
Yeah. Looks like he did. It's a lower body injury. Looks like it was something knee related. He stayed down, couldn't get up. And one guy who you never see show pain or get hurt much, Alex Ovechkin, is known to be just a beast. So leaving the game and not coming back is pretty big.
He's never really gotten injured in his career.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Now Washington's in a hole because they have Backstrom out. They don't know when he's coming back. So now if Ovi's out, when's he gonna come back? That's a concerning injury.
For sure. The power play goes to the dumps if Ovi's out.
And actually, they both passed
you got your number one center, or number two if you consider Kuznetsov your number one. One of the best wingers and goal scorers in the league, and the best power play specialist in Ovi. You're missing them two for who knows how long. It's going to be a rough start. Similar to Price, you're going to need to win games until those two come back to have a chance to make the playoffs.
Listen, we don't know how long Ovi's out for, but I hope it's a week or two. I don't want to see this guy out of action. It's Ovechkin. You want to see him try to break the goal record.
That's a good
He's
point.
An exciting player. It's Ovi. We grew up Sid and Ovi, both these guys, and it's showing that they're getting older, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
But they still have it.
Yeah, it
still
happens. So speaking of Ovi is big Olympic guy. Olympics coming up, like Noah keeps saying. So we talked last week about Team Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong. McDavid, Crosby, and Pietrangelo, right?
McDavid, Crosby, Pietrangelo. Yep.
Going to Team Canada, the for sures. So you saw throughout the week other countries doing the same thing.
And they all came. So they all came out, but
exactly.
there's teams like Latvia and Slovakia.
Yeah, no, we'll focus on the big ones.
So we focus on the big five. I think these are the big five contenders. We have Canada, Jason just mentioned, McDavid, Sid, Pietrangelo. So U.S. came out, said Kane, Matthews, and Seth Jones. I want to get back to that.
Okay,
Interesting about Seth Jones. Russia, I think, nailed the three. They got Ovechkin, Kuch, Vazzy.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Yeah, for sure.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Sweden did Hedman, Landeskog, and Zibanejad. That was interesting. I think Finland nailed it. Barkov, Rantanen, and Aho.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
big three.
We spoke about Canada last week. U.S., I'm kind of questioning. Russia, Finland nailed it, but the U.S. and Sweden, I kind of want to talk about.
All right, well, what are you thinking?
So,
start with the U.S.
U.S. Patrick Kane, 100%.
For
yes,
sure.
I agree with that. He's played with them before, lost in that silver medal game when Crosby scored the overtime winner on Ryan Miller. And then Austin Matthews, that's fair. Seth Jones, though, I didn't expect that.
Why not?
Because I would have thought they would have gone with somebody instead. I think John Carlson would have been better.
Okay.
Seth Jones is very good and all, but he had a bit of a rough season last year. And I really thought they were going to go with John Carlson.
I still think Seth Jones is a top D in the league. He's on Columbus. It was a bad situation, but he's going to be on Chicago this year. And you already saw in the preseason, he's racking up points left and right.
Yes.
And maybe that's why they threw him out there, because now he's with Kane. So maybe they wanted that duo,
Or if they could have gone the goalie route, they could have gone Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah, that's true too.
Who I think
that's
is going to be the starter.
No, for sure. He will be.
So that one was a bit questionable. Notice how U.S. didn't put Eichel there.
Yeah.
Which is something, more news on that.
More news on Eichel came out.
Doesn't stop.
He is getting closer to a trade. We saw the Rangers come out and say they're totally willing, 100% willing to go and give him his next surgery that he so desperately wants. Whereas Buffalo has been questioning that surgery for months, reason why he hasn't been traded. It sucks to see a top player go through this, but it's nice to see a team like the Rangers coming on and say, we'll give him what he wants. Now the question is, trade. What's a trade you think the New York Rangers can offer the Buffalo Sabres to acquire Jack Eichel?
So I came up with a mock. I know we both came up with a mock trade.
Yep.
My mock trade was, we have Buffalo giving Eichel and defenseman Colin Miller. Now, I don't think it's just going to be Eichel. I think they're going to want a little piece also because the Rangers are damn good.
Yeah, they're
They
contending.
added some very important pieces this offseason in Ryan Reeves and Barclay Goodrow.
And then in the division who we just talked about, where Washington's going to struggle,
are getting older.
Pittsburgh's going to struggle a bit.
Capo, Kako, and Lafreniere still haven't had their breakout seasons.
Yeah, it's very
so
interesting.
I think the Rangers, this trade would just put them through the roof. So they get Colin Miller on to help on D with Jack Eichel. However, they have to give up a lot because it's Jack Eichel. So I think Ryan Strome goes back.
Okay.
I think that's a give me.
You don't think Zibanejad? There's no way.
I think they're going to keep Zibanejad, and I think they'll give more picks instead.
Okay.
So I think they'll give Ryan Strome. I think they'll give Capo Kako because they're going to have to give. I think they're going to have to give. It's going to be they're going to have to give Zibber, Strome, Kako, or Laugh, and then picks. And it depends what they give on how many picks. So I'm taking the two, in my opinion, the two worst out of those options. So Kako and Strome. And then I think they give their 2022 first, their 2023 first, and then their 2023 like a fourth round pick just to throw it in there.
Okay.
So I think it's a hefty price. And what I keep telling myself, then I realize it's Jack Eichel. This guy's amazing. You put Jack Eichel in that first line. You have Eichel 1, Zip 2, then you have Panarin and Laugh, Kreider. That's a good team.
That's a contender.
That's a instant. And I think the Rangers just pull the trigger. You have Adam Fox who just won the Norris.
True, but
you guys are scary with Eichel. It's worth giving up the assets. Don't get me wrong. Ryan Strome's a talented player.
Yeah.
Capo Kako has a potential, but it's Jack Eichel.
Yeah, no, I agree. So my mock trade's very, very similar to yours. I don't have them taking anyone back other than Eichel. I think it's going to just be a package for Eichel, and that's it.
Okay.
So I've got Eichel going to the Rangers, of course, and the Rangers giving back, like you said, Ryan Strome, Kako. I have them adding a young roster player or prospect. I wrote here defenseman Keandre Miller, as well as a 2022 first-round pick and a 2022 second-round pick.
Okay.
So I think, again, you could say overpay all you want, but you got three guys, young guys, Ryan Strome getting up there in age, but still considered young, who have crazy potential, who knows, put them in a Buffalo system where you're working with a bunch of young guys. They could do some damage, and I think it's a very reasonable trade. And like you said, the Rangers are ready. They've got what they need. Pull the trigger. You got to do it.
I think that's just the team they want to be targeting. Sabres, not just the Rangers. The Sabres got to realize, there's not a lot of teams with, Ottawa has strong prospects, and they're all kind of coming out of that. They're having their coming out party. LA's in a similar situation as the Rangers.
Yeah, fair.
Besides those two teams I just kind of named, I can't really think of any other teams besides Buffalo who have a lot of prospects. So pull the trigger. You can, I wonder what the Rangers are offering. It was rumored this, that, but I would love to know.
Just notice that at the beginning of this, the rumors were things like Capo Kako, Zibanejad, and multiple first-round picks. Just notice how the price has gone down and down and down.
Well,
Still a big price, but it just, from a Buffalo perspective, it sucks. But if you're the Rangers, you're extremely happy because Eichel's the same guy. He just needs a surgery. So we'll move on from this. I'm happy to...
one more thing I want to add.
I
feel bad because Kevin Adams gets all of the heat, the GM of the Sabres, and it's not his fault. It's the Pagulas.
Fair.
Who are the owners, and that's who everyone's kind of shifted the blame to because it's them who doesn't want the surgery. It's not
exactly.
Adams.
Yeah, that's fair.
So back to the Sweden thing that we were talking about before. We kind of lost track here.
It happens.
So they named their three. They named Hedman, which I think's completely okay to name.
Best in the league, hands down.
Okay, I agree with that. Even though you're biased for Tampa, I agree he's the best.
I just know hockey. He's a walk.
He is the best D in the league. I think Landeskog is great because he's a bit of an older guy. If I'm wrong, did he play in the last Olympics?
You know what? He's not an older guy. He's worn the C for so long.
So he's that's true. Yeah. That's a good point.
But he was.
I think him or Hetty will be CAs.
Landeskog will be the C. And
then they did Zibanejad, which I was kind of shocked. I would have thought they would have done Pettersson or maybe Robin Leonard.
Okay, goalie road again.
So, I don't know. I'm not a big Zib guy, but I think those two guys just named would be better than Zib.
Fair. I'm a big Zib guy. I think Pettersson, he just signed the contract, so it was iffy there for a bit. But Zib has been part of Team Sweden everywhere for a while. Pettersson really hasn't. And Lehner, the stuff he says online, it makes it hard to give him that and just put him on the team right away.
He has been controversial. He spoke about the Eichel situation.
Yeah, in the press conference.
I don't know. Speaking of Chicklets, he spoke about how Buffalo's management, he feels so bad for them, et cetera, et cetera. Also, a question I want to ask you.
Okay.
Just kind of came to me.
I'm ready.
Do you think each team, aside from the ones who named a goalie, the 3 players they named are guaranteed getting the letters?
Oof. Okay, so we look at Canada. We got McDavid, Crosby, and Pietrangelo. Crosby will be the captain.
Yeah.
McDavid will have an A.
Because they're going to give him the C that next year when Crosby's gone. If Crosby's gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not,
but then you got guys like Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, Nathan McKinnon.
But I kind of think they're just going to name them. They're just naming them and kind of telling them, hey guys, you're going to be our leaders.
Leaders, yeah. No, I agree. I think
but they're not going to announce it yet because if one of them get hurt.
Yeah, fair. Pietrangelo I could see easily getting an A. Yeah. You go to the U.S.
Same situation. Kane Matthews.
Guys like Kane and Matthews more especially, they're not captain-worthy guys.
But Kane's going to have to be the captain. He's going to be one of the only returning guys from the year.
That's fair. So yeah, I agree with your statement, honestly. Then you got Ovechkin, Kucherov, Vasilevskiy is the goalie.
Ovi will be the captain.
But Ovi will be the captain. You got Sweden, Landeskog ahead, we talked about, will have the A, one will have the C. And Finland, Barkov, captain. Yeah, I agree, I think. Yeah. One of these guys, it's a fair point.
And the Czech was also a decent team on the rise. There's Pasta, Palat, and Voracek. So those would be So I think that can actually be a thing.
Yeah.
I think actually the Czech, I was looking at their team the other day. They're going to be better than we think. They're not going to be that bad.
They still will never be able to.
It's just crazy to think of Canada, so they could be insane. You have probably someone like Mark Stone playing on before.
Yeah, and speaking of Canada, last week we said that we were going to make line projections and talk to you guys about that today. But this was a pretty busy week, so we don't really have time to go through that. But we did make them, so it's either going to be on the Instagram page, we're going to make a post about it, or we're going to put in the description of the video.
Yeah.
We'll have Noah's line combinations and my line combinations, if you want to compare them. So we're not going to talk about it, but it'll be in the video description or an Instagram post, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I think that's actually, speaking of Canada, they've got their work cut out for them.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be starting, who's going to make it.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
And I know this is kind of going off topic a bit, but I just wonder, one thing I was thinking to myself is that if they make their team and there's a guy like Stamkos or a guy like Suzuki, who would they bring as an extra forward? I'm choosing a guy like Suzuki so they can bring a younger guy to prepare him for the future.
Fair. That's
just an explanation of when you see my team.
Yeah, you don't want people to chirp you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
So we'll move away from the Olympics here. Those were the big storylines around the league. Do you have any other storylines, or you want to go straight to?
Actually, you know what? Yes, the Brady Tkachuk.
Okay.
More came out this week.
Oh.
I'm pissed as a Sens fan. Now that he doesn't want a long-term deal, he wants that bridge deal. I don't like that. Like I said, I think Eugene Melnick is the one being annoying. I can't stand that guy. He's the worst owner in the league. I just want this guy to sign already because the more he waits, the less regular season games he's going to play, which means the less chance we have to win.
It's just crazy because the season starts Tuesday, so they're ready to play
and we're
without
Sunday.
him. Yeah, no, they're ready. They're ready to play without him, and it's just crazy how you saw this last year or 2 years back. You saw it with Matthew Tkachuk, and you saw it with a couple other RFAs, Nylander a few years back, but it's just crazy. Like, these guys want to play hockey, but they also know their worth, and they're the ones Brady Tkachuk is in control. They're going to give him what he wants. You'll see if he wants a bridge deal, he's going to get a bridge deal.
I know. I don't like it, though.
You might not like it, but he likes it. He's in control, so it's gonna be what he wants. Stay tuned for that. It's gonna be.
Can't wait to see him and his brother play together on US.
Yeah, that would be nice. On the same line.
Off.
Yeah, that's actually fun to watch.
Yeah, they're gonna want to kill everybody.
Anyway, so moving away from some storylines, the Olympics, we're gonna go back to BettorOff and the actual wagering component of this podcast. So every week, we haven't done it yet because the season hasn't started, but it's coming up. Starts Tuesday, like I keep saying. We're gonna start making our picks of the week. So me and Noah will each give you 2-3 picks of the week.
Well, the thing is, we filmed this on Sunday.
Yeah.
It comes out on a Monday.
Yeah.
So we like to give you guys the games on Tuesday or Wednesday because we can't predict the Saturday game because what if, let's say, a goalie gets hurt or a player, you can't predict that. So we try to do our best. So we try to give you guys the Tuesday and Wednesday games so we give you enough time.
Yeah.
You have a couple Tuesday games.
I have a Tuesday game. I have a Tuesday game and a Wednesday game.
Okay, and I have 2 Wednesdays, so you can go first.
All right. So on Tuesday, you have 2 Wednesdays. Yeah. So on Tuesday, you got the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Seattle Kraken. So I'm going to stay away from the Tampa-Pittsburgh game because, again, like we were talking about, we don't know with Pittsburgh if Gensel is going to be back, so I don't want to make a pick and, mess that up. So I'll stay with the Vegas-Seattle game. The odds for Vegas to win are 1.4. The odds for Seattle are 3.4. I think... Noah, me and Noah were talking about a couple weeks ago how we think Seattle's going to come in game 1 if it's at home and steal that one. But, however, it's in Vegas. Crowd's going to be going. I think Seattle's going to get a rude awakening. Really? I see Vegas smoking them out of the park and either shutting them out or only giving up 1 goal. The odds
by the NHL playing them against each other.
Yeah, that's actually smart. The odds, like I said, are 1.4. So, just to give it to you, $100 wins you $40 profit. So yeah, I'm going with Vegas. And then we hop over to Wednesday night. This is a late game. You got Edmonton facing Vancouver. Odds for Edmonton to win are 1.55, so $100 makes you 55 profit. I'm gonna go with Edmonton. I was watching the preseason game last night, Edmonton Vancouver, and Edmonton won without Mike Smith, Mikko Koskinen, or Connor McDavid. And Vancouver, guys like Hughes and Pettersson, we were talking about ice rust or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, they have it?
You could tell.
They are.
Pettersson's fumbling. Hughes was a minus. He was fumbling the puck.
Chuck's going to be the same way.
So I'm going to go with Edmonton at 1.55. I think those two are locks. I'm going to book it in.
Nylander was actually the same way. I know about the RFA situation when he played. He was terrible.
Yeah,
he was terrible. But then he turned it back around.
Yeah, and he looks good. But yeah, we'll move over to Wednesday in your pick.
So there's 5 games on the Wednesday. I chose 2 of them. So I did Toronto versus Montreal. I think Toronto, in the regular season, Toronto has the numbers. But playoffs, let's not talk about that. So Toronto, I have Toronto winning actually at 1.52 odds, which is pretty good.
Solid.
And now here's my
Especially
sleeper.
Since Price is out.
Here's my sleeper steal of the week, okay? We have Chicago versus Colorado. Chicago has odds at 3.25. I think Chicago's going to win. Now, maybe it's going to be a bit, not biased, but what's the word I'm looking for? Just because,
it's crazy?
Because they have the better odds, I want to choose them.
Okay, fine.
That does definitely have a play, but also, I think Chicago could compete with Colorado. Colorado's a very good team, but Chicago, look what they did this offseason. Fleury's going to have a fire under him because now, side note with Carey Price out, Fleury's going to try and want that number 1 spot on Team Canada. I think he's kind of got it, but he's going to want to prove that he wants that spot.
That's fair.
So I think Chicago's going to come out blazing. Jonathan Toews, their captain, is back. Seth Jones, new addition. Caleb Jones, Marc-Andre Fleury. I think that they're going to come out firing. Colorado might still be pissed off about the playoffs last year. I think Nathan McKinnon will still be a beast this year, but I think they're going to lose this game.
No. And I was actually watching the Chicago preseason game, and that power play is just unreal with Seth Jones. And I think they had 3 power play goals, and Seth Jones had 3 assists, and Kane looks like Kane. Taves was scoring. Taves was shooting, something he never does or did.
Love Taves.
And it's going to be really nice to watch. I'm excited to see Chicago play this season. I think they're going to be a dark horse this year to win the cup.
Yep. Them in Florida, like we've said.
So yeah, I think that's it for today. We talked about news around the league. We did our weekly picks. So just to recap again, Better Off. Go download the app.
Yep.
We're trying to get people to go download it. We're going to be posting on the Instagram page. We'll be posting on our social medias. Go download that app. We already did. We're going to be making our picks. You guys go make your picks. Make a free account. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it for today. Next week, remember, videos drop on YouTube every Monday afternoon.
Late. Depends on
Yeah,
the day.
we said last week it's going to be coming to an audio version only to Spotify. We're still in the works to make that happen. It's going to be coming soon. But the season starts this week. We're pumped. More and more, we're going to have stuff to talk about because when the season starts, these episodes are short, but again, we're super excited.
I can't wait for this season. It's gonna be. I actually can't wait.
Yeah, I don't want to
talking about this. Just makes me want to.
I don't want to keep rambling on because I'm impatient and I'm getting more and more impatient.
Like guys, I can't wait. Yeah,
anyway, so yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Again, thanks everyone who's been constantly watching us, supporting. Exactly. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel.
There we go.
And yeah, if you like it, post about it and go download that app.
Whenever you see this, have a great day.
Take it easy, guys.